Hey everyone, welcome back to Cuddy's Bookshelf. So it is time for me to pick some new books for my cart because as of next month my cart will be empty. So we need to pick some new books and I've already got some in mind. So I thought I'll start over here because these are the ones that I had in mind. So I want to put Binding 13 on there because this is on my list of books I want to read this year, and I know if they're on my cart I'm going to read them at some point this year, so I wanted to put this one on here. So that's the first one. So it's a romance, it's quite chunky. There is a few books on this list that I are going to be quite chunky, so I'm a bit nervous. I also wanted to put my special one. It's a manga that, again, it is on my list to read this year. I want to start this series. So what I might do actually is put the first two in of the series because I really do want to get to this series. So I'm going to put the first two in and wrap them up together because I'm a glutton for punishment, and yeah. So that's two books. I need to get to around 28, I think. If I get to 28, that will cover me for until the end of the year, not including October and December, because obviously I do my spooky season cart and I do my Bookmas cart over those periods. So these are going to last until the end of the year. I have calculated 7 for each month, so there might be a few left over. But we'll see, you know what my luck's like when I'm unwrapping these. So yes, 2 down. The next one, I think I'm going to go with this. I've been wanting to read this as well. I have got the whole trilogy. Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. Again, like a contemporary romance. A chunkier one. I don't know what is with these romances and them being chunky nowadays. But yes, another chunky romance. There is Fangirl Down by Tessa Bailey. I've been wanting, since I opened this, I did buy the paperback edition of it as well, but since I read more into it, because I brought the paperback because it is Tessa Bailey, she is an auto-buy author for me, so I didn't really look too much into it, but when I unboxed it for the Afterlight box, I've been wanting to read this so bad since then, so this is on my TBR cart for sure because I really want to get to this soon. Then we have, I will pick a thriller. I'm not going to pick too many because again, I'm trying to save my thrillers and that for spooky season, but I'm going to choose this Frida McFadden one, which is Never Lie. So this is just a thin paperback thriller. I don't want to read too much into it because I don't like to know much about thrillers. I think going in thrillers as blind as you can is the best option. So there is another one. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 down. A lot to go. Do I do it? Do I do it? See, I'm going to regret this because if all these come up in one, I'm going to be kicking myself. But I really want to read some chunky fantasies, so I need to put some chunky fantasies on my TBR cart. So I want to put The Poppy War on there. I want to put Jade City on there because I'm dying to get to this. And I'm also wanting to put The Mask of Mirrors on there. That, can you imagine if I pull all 3 of those in the same month? That is scary, but I'm doing it anyway. Because I need to get to them. I want to get to them. So if it turns out that they're all in the same month, that's so be it. What else? I also wanted to do One Dark Window because I have seen and heard so much about this book that I can't wait to get to it. So another fantasy on there. I want to add a middle grade, which is Skander and the Phantom Rider. I read Skander and the Unicorn Thief. I really enjoyed that book. And this is the second one. So I want to add this on because, again, I am struggling to carry on with series, and that's what my TBR cart is for, to force me to read books that I'm not getting to. So Skander and the Phantom Rider is going on there. So we're 10 books in. We're on a different side now. Let's pick some more. Right, so these two are... One is a fantasy I want to get to, so The Final Strife. I've heard really good things about this. I really want to get to it. So this is going... Why am I putting so many chunky books on here? I do not know, but this is going on there. And also, on that note... House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas. I have not got to this one yet. I am really excited to get to it because how of the last one finished. So look at the size of that. I've got some really chunky books. What am I doing to myself? I don't know, but it's books I really want to get to. So there is this one also. What am I doing with myself? There is a poetry collection I want to get to, and this is Love Looks Pretty on You by Lang Leave. I did add this into like my favourite authors, favourite poetry of the year, but it was like her bunch of books that I got, and I accidentally grabbed this one, and then I've realised I haven't actually read this one yet, so I'm going to add this one, and I'm really looking forward to it. So Love Looks Pretty on You by Lang Leave poetry collection. So I've just pulled a bunch off of my shelf. I have got Claire Keegan's So Late in the Day. I've just read Claire Keegan's Antarctica. Absolutely loved it, and as I was saying in that video, I absolutely love Claire Keegan's writing, so I really want to get to her other works, and this is one of her newest ones. The newest one was Antarctica, and then before that there was this one, and I haven't read this yet, so I want to get to that. The next book I want to add on is What You Are Looking For is in the Library. This is recently hauled by me, and it is a translated fiction from Japanese, so I really want to get to it. I really want to get to it, so that's getting added on. Then also this one, which is Days at the Marizaki Bookshop. I really want to get to this one also. I hauled this not too long ago, but it's one that I'm dying to read, so this is also getting added on. And then we have some more fantasies, which are both... They're both duologies, but and they're both by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti, who did Zodiac Academy. And the first one is The Death Club. The second one to this is Society of Psychos. I do have that, so if I do enjoy this when it does get pulled, I can always add the second one onto my TBR as well. And then the other one that's a part of a duology, this is Beautiful Carnage. Again by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. The second one to this is Beautiful Savage. So yeah, and again, if I really enjoy it, I can add the second one onto my TBR in that month. There is a Greek mythology book that I want to add to this, and it is Girl Goddess Queen. So this is a Hades and Persephone retelling, more so Persephone's side of things. It says on the back, thousands of years ago, the gods told a lie. Persephone wasn't taken to hell, she jumped. What a tagline. So I really want to get to this book, so I'm adding it in. Again, it's a chunker. Again, to go along with the theme of I need to carry on series, and this is the perfect opportunity to do so because it forces me to carry them on. I am so looking forward to this book, so I need to get to it soon, and it is Sunbringer. This is the second book to Godkiller. I adored Godkiller. It was one of my favourite books last year. So I need to get to this one. This is a must. I cannot wait to actually pull this out and it be mandatory TBR read, because it needs to be. I can't wait. So this one is going on there. Another fantasy, but not so chunky. It's a medium chunk. So I wanted to get to this one, which is The Foundling by Stacey Hall. I've heard really good things about Stacey Hall's books from one of my friends, and she has just read her newest one, and needed somebody to talk to about it straight after, so it has me intrigued, but I really want to read Stacey Hall's like backlog first, so I'm going to start with The Foundling. I do have The Familiars and Mrs. England, was it, that she brought out? I can't remember, but this one is going on the cart. I'm going to add another fantasy on here. Why am I doing this to myself? I keep saying that, but there's just so many books I want to get to, and they all just happen to be fantasies. And this is the start of is it a trilogy or a duology? I think it's a duology, and then there was another book, like a novella that came out around these books, and it's Daughters of the Moon Goddess. I've heard really good things about this. I cannot wait to start some Su Lin Tan's books. So yeah, this is going on there. It's happening. Another book that I want to get to because I haven't read some in a while, and it is the Terry Pratchett Witches series in the Discworld, and I am on Masquerade. So I'm adding this one on here because I do miss me some Terry Pratchett books. So this has got to be on wrapped up because I need to get to it. And if you've not read any of Terry Pratchett's Discworld, I highly recommend them. Absolutely hilarious. You just love the characters, the humour. Terry Pratchett has just got a way with words. He's a genius. I love him. So yes, I'm carrying on the Witcher series with Masquerade. Obviously, I finished the Mistborn trilogy, and yes, it's another fantasy, and it is Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. I really want to get to this one. It is a standalone of his, and I just miss being in Brandon Sanderson's worlds, so I think having a standalone would be a great idea before I jump into the bigger books, you know, the bad boys of the Cosmere. So yeah, this one's getting added. I also want to read Nettle and Bone. This isn't a fairy tale where the princess marries a prince. It's one where she kills him. I've been wanting to read this T. Kingfisher book for so long, and it's a smaller one that I can get to amongst these big books. So this one's getting added. So I think I need 3 more books at least, and that will cover me if I unfortunately get 7 books every month from now until the end of the year. So 3 more books. Oh my god, this is so intimidating because of the stacks that I'm looking at. So I'm going to go with Archer's Voice. I've heard good things about this. I've actually heard mixed reviews about this, but I got this nice special like annotated edition of it, and I am intrigued by it. So I think I'm gonna add this one. I also want to add Serpent and the Wings of Night. I have read this, but I want to reread it because I read it a while ago now, and I need to refresh everything because I want to go into the novella and the second one in this series. So yeah, Serpent and the Wings of Night, that's getting added in as a reread. So it's still a fantasy, it's still a little bit chonky. I'm going to add a Why Choose Dark Romance Finding Their Muse by B. Page. So this is how many books in one? I think it's 4 or 5 books in one. So I think it's 1 woman, 3 men, 4 men, something like that. And the stories go where it shows you her meeting each man and their relationship, and then throughout, obviously, more and more of the men are added, but each book is tailored to a specific man. And then the last book is all of them together. I mean, they're all intertwined in their other stories as well, but it's mainly focused. So Finding Their Muse, which is a massive chunk of a book. I don't know what I'm thinking with this TBR cart, but I'm just going with all of the books that I really want to read this year. Will I regret it? Maybe, because there's no doubt I'm going to be getting some chunky fantasies all in 1 month. But I'm doing it. I'm doing it. It's what I want to read. Pray for me. But yes, so I can't pick all of those books up. Flying through the ones that I've picked. So we have Finding Their Muse by B. Page, The Serpents and the Wings of Night, Archer's Voice, Nettle and Bone, Warbreaker, Masquerade, Daughter of the Moon Goddess, The Foundling, Sunbringer, Girl Goddess Queen, Beautiful Carnage, The Deaf Club, Days at the Morizaki Bookshop, What You Are Looking For Is in the Library, So Late in the Day, Poetry Looks Pretty on You, House of Flame and Shadow, The Final Strife, Binding 13, My Special One, Volumes 1 and 2, Things We Never Got Over, Fangirl Down, Never Lie, The Poppy War, Jade City, The Mask of Mirrors, One Dark Window, and Skander and the Phantom Rider. And that is all the books that's getting wrapped up. So let's get to wrapping. That is all 28 books wrapped up. I have got my cards ready, 1 to 28. What I've done this time as well, instead of writing add another one, I have just put +1, because I do think when you put a lot of writing on these, you can see through them. So it just makes it more clear that I am not cheating and avoiding certain ones. So I won't be able to tell a difference between a +1 sign and any other number. So I have changed that up a little bit, so we all know what I'll mean by +1. It means add another book. So I have those ready, I have these ready. So once I film my TBR unwrapping next month, which is June, can you believe it is June soon? Halfway through the year. So once I've filmed that, I will put all of these on my cart and fold these up and randomly put them in the glass jar for July. So I'm so glad that I've managed to refresh that. I mean, it has took me a while to wrap those. It is now like pitch black outside, and it was still like just going dark. It was still quite light out when I started. So yeah, a bit sweaty. So yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed this video of me wrapping books up for my cart. The next lot of books What do you think of them? Do you think that I have been too harsh on myself by wrapping so many chunky fantasies up? I just know my luck that I will pull them all out in 1 month. Like, I'll add another one twice, so I'll end up with 7 books and they'll all be chunky fantasies starting from different series. But I digress. Yes, let me know what you think of this video. Let me know what you think of the books that I've mentioned in this video. I hope that you are doing well. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more from me, please subscribe. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye. Oh God, why am I doing this to myself? Who knows? Who knows? I did want... Move Charmander out of the way. So I need to stop this. This is already tipping. Hold on. And I'm still really nervous. I do have the familiars. That one that I was wanting to read. This one. Oh. Get out. Oh. Oh, I hope I haven't lost one back there. Oh my God. Why am I like this? Do I want to do that though? Do I? I've been wanting to watch it. Then a book that I've recently hauled, which is What You Are Looking For Is in the Library. This is a translated fiction. This is translated from Jap. I also want to add Serpents and the Serpent. Oh, good God. Now what? Oh, is Girl, Goddess, Queen. So this is a Persephone retelling. So Persephone. I need to get my breath back. We have What You Are Looking For in the library. I hope that you enjoyed this. Finding out what I'm going to put on my cart next and one of those. Oh my goodness. It's taller than me. I mean, it's not hard because I am short, but oh, I'm so glad that's done with. My back. Oh my goodness. I haven't got the back for this anymore. Better put everything away now. I really enjoy picking books off my shelves to wrap for my TBR cart. It's just the wrapping part of it. Oh my goodness, it takes forever. But it is fun to unwrap them every month, so I'm not going to complain. To you guys anyway. My husband and I were like, oh, my back. Anywho. Be down bad crying at the gym. Teenage bitch